Welcome to the Franchising 360 Show, the only show that takes you inside the world of franchising, with hosts Tim Parmeter and Danielle Wright.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show. I am Tim Parmeter. With me, as always, is Danielle Wright. Danielle and I are going to talk about the franchising world, give you as much information as we can, get you properly educated on what this crazy thing is all about and what it's not. And we get a helper.
Well, you shortened a
helper tonight. I know we have guests. I'm excited when we have guests, and looking forward to speaking with who's joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, we always love a good guest, and this good guest we know really well, so that always makes it a good time.
Yes, and
it's like a party.
It is indeed. Well, it's Friday night.
360 party.
Go. So we can't have a party without the Friday Franchise Fun Fact.
What would you do if there was no Friday Fun Fact?
I would be sad. I think really the world is a better place now because we have the Franchise Fun Fact. So
Brought to you by
Still No One. Can somebody please sponsor this thing so we'll put your logo right up there?
Yeah, totally. Okay. Well, in true fashion of the Friday Fun Fact with franchising here, our guest is in a certain segment. This is the only clue that you get.
Okay.
And it'll give it away, so you might actually get it right this time, which is really sad. What businesses became a $100 billion sector as of 2025?
A $100 billion sector?
Uh-huh.
Is it home service?
Bing, bing, bing. Yes. You finally got one.
All right.
I'm so happy for you. It kind of takes the, banter away now that you got it. So I'm going to have to work harder because this is an epic fail for me.
Well, and it in no way, shape, or form gives away who our guest is, because home service is, 40, 50 different niches of things that are out there.
You like that word, don't you?
I like niche better than niche. I don't like people who say niche.
Oh, you don't like people that say niche. Yeah. I think you need to revisit that.
I know, especially since I know you say it that way.
Right.
So
but it's fine if you don't like me. I wouldn't like me after this. You got it right, so I got to find something you can't get right.
I got one right. You did kind of give it away, though, a little bit.
Did.
Since I know who's the guest next.
Right.
Why do you think that is something that is growing still?
Well, what I read when I'm coming up with the fact, right, it's because since COVID, people have been investing in essential businesses and home services, and we like to stay at home, and we spend a lot of money on the place that we spend the second most amount of our time, because the first one's the job, so there's nothing I can do about that except leave it and own a franchise.
Right, or there are people that are still working at home a little bit,
yeah.
Right?
So it's fixing up the thing that is supposed to be your financial asset, that American dream, they say.
The more we're there, the more we need to fix things up and make them better. And I think the more we do, the more we realize, I don't want to do those things myself. I would rather pay for it.
Like you. Yes, you're not a doer.
I'm a good payer.
You are. I'm the person that says, give me the tools, which is a very weird thing for the two of us. Like, I'll fix it. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Do you know how to change the thing in your air condition? No.
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
call the HVAC
Code.
company.
Sure,
so,
fantastic. You're telling me all I need to know about you right now.
So one of the things you may want to make better in your house, we're going to hear about that brand coming up in a moment. We've got joining us our good friend Mike Mushinski, who is the president of Garage Experts.
Of who?
Garage Experts. I want everybody at home during the commercial break, take a moment, try to figure out which part of the house Garage Expert focuses on, and we'll come back right after this and see if you're right on the Franchising 360 Show. Hey, we are back on the Franchising 360 Show. I'm Tim Parmeter with Danielle Wright. When she sits this close to me, it means one of two things. Tonight, I think it means we have a guest.
There are two things that it's supposed to mean?
Yes.
Okay.
So the other thing is usually I got in trouble and I have to be talked to. But tonight is because we have a guest. And joining us is the president of Garage Experts, Mr. Mike Mushinski. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, we'll see how that goes here in a minute.
He's not glad for a while, but might be glad for right now.
No.
I'm glad now.
Now. Let's come back to that in about 20 minutes. But We got a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you about, garage experts. Let's start with the basics. What the heck does garage experts do as a business?
We simply specialize in transforming really the most forgotten and unused space in people's homes. We do custom cabinetry, overhead storage, slat wall solutions, and then beautiful transformations of floors with epoxy and polyaspartic coatings.
Can we be a customer?
Sure, you're paying the check, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So do we get a discount?
We can talk about that
Okay.
off camera maybe.
Okay. So we got a lot of different things, and from a business model standpoint, give us a little just on Garage Experts. How long has it been around?
So Garage Experts has been around for a little over 15 years. We've been franchising for that long. We have about mid-80s in terms of number of franchisees, a little over 110 locations. Really just the best part about it is we're still a founder-run company, so it's a really, really great family feel. Second-generation company. His son and daughter are going to earn the business and leadership roles, and so been around for a long time, and I have a lot of happy franchisees.
Excellent.
So you go down that path. I'm going to go tell us about your story. How did you get to Garage Experts, like that journey?
Okay, I'll edit some of that. I'm joking.
There's some of that I can't talk about.
No, so I started as a franchisee. In my mid to late 20s, I was a franchisee. I worked for a company that had both corporate and franchise locations and kind of got the franchise bug early and didn't know what I didn't know and went crazy running full steam into franchising like a lot of people do, and had some success there, sold that one, bought another one, sold that one, and
Wow.
then sat back and said, what I want to do when I grow up. And I had the franchise bug, like we all get, and we've been in this for a while, and went to the franchisor side, and most of my time has been spent leading home service brands, but I'm a little more than 20 years into this now, and so it's been fun.
How does your experience as a franchise owner to start this journey help you now in your current role?
I think it's, to me, I think it's completely shaped who I am as a leader of organizations. It shapes who I look for in terms of people to come on board to not only sell, but to support franchisees. But I've been there, I've done that. Like, I've had the sleepless nights where I laid up thinking, gosh, there's way more money leaving my bank account than coming in, which, guess what? I know this is not a surprise to people watching this show, but that's what happens when you open a new business and start from scratch.
Wait, it doesn't just immediately make millions of dollars?
It's not an ATM business. It's a little different. But I've been there, done that, right? And I've struggled, and then I had some success, and so it really shapes the way. It makes me a little more empathetic to people, and having those conversations when they're struggling, it helps me get them through it. But then, like I said, it really shapes who I look for to bring on my team to help support the franchisees.
So why do you keep gravitating towards home service? We did a fun fact before about this is one of the fastest growing industries, is really taking care of the existing structure in which someone lives. So you said you've been in that capacity. What about home service excites you?
It wasn't intentional that I got into home services. Neither one of the franchises that I own were in home services. I kind of fell into that like I fell into franchising, but I love it, right? I think that it's the low cost of entry, I think, as opposed to the whole brick and mortar retail type thing. I think that's attractive. But I've seen people who were high school dropouts completely transform their lives and run multi-million-dollar businesses and break a cycle in their entire lineage and just start creating generational wealth. And I think through home service franchising, it's easier to have those stories than in some of the other ones that cost multiple hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars to get into.
How does that, talk about kind of your owner then, you mentioned, hey, what a great story from a high school dropout to building $1 million empire. Does somebody need tons of experience like as a handyman or in garage, or do they have to have the greatest garage ever to be able to be an owner for you guys?
Yeah, no. One, we like them to do their own garage as a first project, right, just to get some experience. Right. But two, we're not looking for people that want to run a grinder and spread polyaspartic down and hang cabinets on the wall. We think it's important that they learn how to do that so that they can sell better and talk about what they do. But we're looking for business owners, right? People that want to build. It's called empire building in franchising now. That's a trendy term, right? But that's what we're looking for, is people that want to build a business. We want you to know the business and know the industry, but you don't know how. You don't need to come in knowing how to do it. We'll teach you how to do that. We'll help you build a team, and then you're off to the races.
What excites you about Garage Experts today? As you sit there, you've been with them for a little while now. Like, what is exciting for you about that business model?
I think that, one, just as a company, the fact, I said it earlier, it's founder run, right? Yeah. But we also own the manufacturing side of what we do. So the same owner, it's shared ownership between the manufacturing and the franchise. So all the epoxies, the polyaspartics, everything is made by us in-house. And all the cabinetry is custom cut. So we're the only one in our space that can say that. And it's a crowded space. There's a lot of other competitors out there, but nobody does exactly what we do. And we can truly, truly deliver a completely customized solution that has a ton of support behind it because we have the manufacturing side and the franchise side.
Wow.
That really does differentiate yourself from that standpoint. How, again, how does an owner that comes in, let's talk about how you're going to kind of train them on not just, here's our 3 options, our good, better, best, which is nothing wrong with that, but this is, you got the ability to kind of bring anything to life for somebody in their garage. How do owners learn that?
Yeah, we do in-person training that's a week and a half long. We give them the opportunity to go spend additional days with the franchisee in their business. And then the team that we have behind us, in addition to myself, there's a director of operations, 3 franchise business coaches, multiple members of a marketing team. But we teach them, 1, how to design and use design software that we use. 2, we teach them how to sell, because candidly, home service franchising is about selling. It doesn't matter what business or what industry you're in, you're selling to homeowners. And so that's the first piece of this. But really it comes down to the people behind the scenes that we have, the coaches, the director of operations, the marketing team. We will help them design, we will help them convey like the messaging to the customer that talks about how we're different and how our solutions are different than maybe what they can get in the marketplace or going down the street to the big box retailers.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you have other questions? I'm sure you have multiple questions, but I know
Fire
no, go ahead. I'm just processing why does someone want to do this to their garage, all of these things, but go ahead.
Yeah, why does somebody want to do this? Great, because what ends up happening afterwards when you find the customer?
Yeah, I think customers come to us for different reasons. Some, they just want to get their car in the garage. I mean, most Americans, let's go look at their house. How many people put both of their vehicles in their garage right now?
Nobody.
It's full of tubs and boxes and clutter and whatever else. And
a gym
being
we
able
don't
to
use.
get, but what if you could redo the floor in the garage and put some storage cabinets and get all the holiday decorations off the floor with an overhead rack and all the bikes go up on the slat wall on hooks, and you can create space, but then it's significantly easier to clean too. Once the floor coating has gone down, it's a broom and occasionally, just spray it off and sweep it out. It's much easier to clean, and more people now are spending more time at home, and they're entertaining in their garage sometimes. I mean, as long as it's not 105 degrees outside, people are spending time in their garage now, and so they're transforming them into workshops and gyms and really just anything you could imagine inside. Most of it can be done in the garage if you design it and remodel it, so to speak, in the right way.
Excellent. We got a lot more with Mike Mushinski, president of Garage Experts, when we come back on the Franchising 360 show. Welcome back to the Franchising 360 show. Tim Parmeter alongside Danielle Wright, and our guest tonight, Mike Mushinski, president of Garage Experts. Mike, you were talking a little bit about kind of some of the things within the franchise and the support, but one of the things is, how do the owners maybe kind of work together, and what do you want that to look like within your system?
Yeah, I've been in multiple systems, home services, I said. There's something really special and unique about the group of franchisees and Garage Experts. I've never seen a group of business owners more interested and invested in the success of their peers. That we facilitate communication between them. We can have a franchisee send a message out asking about a unique situation they've encountered on a proposal or an install or whatever, and you'll see 5, 6, 7, 8 responses within 5 minutes. I mean, almost before I even read the email. And the most important part is it's good information. Right. So it's not, there's not a lot of bad information. Right. Yeah, I mean, so they genuinely care about their peers. as the team grows, as you grow your team and you hire new installers, they're obviously always welcome to come to our office when we have a new franchise training. But most of our franchisees just open up their businesses, send them here. So if you open a business in Orlando, send them down to Fort Lauderdale. If you open a business in Northern Virginia, send them to Maryland. So they're all open and willing. And there's an expense associated with that. It slows their crews down, but they understand the value of a robust system, a growing system, and quality work being done because the brand's reputation is on the line, and the franchisees understand that and appreciate that. So it's just an extension of the support they have at the office amongst their peers, and it's actually special. I mean, it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
So you just referenced a couple of markets and being able to send people there to train. How do you guys set up a market for someone that's, hey, this seems really cool, I want to learn more about this? What would I be looking at as like a territory, a service area for myself?
Yeah, so territories, a lot of franchisors just look at population or they look at, households. We take it down a couple levels below that. Although we're mostly residential, we know there's a huge commercial opportunity in what we do, and a lot of our successful franchisees do a lot of commercial work.
Okay.
But we focus on residential, so we don't look at just households, we don't look at just population, we go to owner-occupied households.
Okay.
So we build a territory with up to 100,000 owner-occupied households. And in some markets, that's 400,000 people in terms of population. In others, it's lower. So if you've got a big rental income area and whatever, those aren't owner-occupied homes, and typically those people aren't as inclined to invest in things like garage makeovers and custom storage.
Okay.
So we want to set people up for success, obviously, like everybody does, but we think that's important, right? And then we also layer on top of that the demographics. We look at household income on top of that because we understand that this is not something that everybody is going to do.
It's a nice to have, not
Right.
a need, right?
You don't have to have it, but it's becoming significantly more common that people are doing this, and it really is kind of a keeping up with the Joneses type business. You know, one guy gets it done or one family gets it done and their garage door's open, and the husband or wife sees that and they're thinking, gosh, that looks really cool. We should do that at my house. And so the snowball effect happens, but we want to make sure it's the right owner-occupied households for our franchise owners.
Okay.
We're not leaving our garage door open for the exact opposite reason. We haven't had garage experts come in there and make it pretty.
I have a bad feeling I'm going to end up at home and making a phone call and something's happening in my garage.
I know a guy, though, in case you guys know. Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
Well, and for those that know, we have 2 separate homes, so why don't you just let them do it in yours?
I'm pretty sure that's not part of a garage expert territory. So, have you found any particular, maybe garage experts, but you've been franchising a long time, a trait, a background, anything like that really lends itself well to being a successful owner?
I think anybody can be successful at franchising. This has nothing to do with garage experts. I think with the right mindset and the right drive and the desire to be successful, I think anybody can do this, right? Which is why I love what you guys do, right? You put good people with good brands. But I think that if you have the right personality, if you can strike up a conversation with somebody in the grocery line, you have that outgoing personality that can go out and build relationships with people in the community, and layer that with being able to follow processes and follow systems. I think if you have those 2 traits and a lot of grit, because like I said early on, the money is going to go out faster than it's going to come in right out. You have to be able to have the mindset to get through those struggles. But if you have those things, I think you can really be successful at just about anything, but especially franchising, because it does give you the tools and shows you the way to be successful. You just have to follow it.
If you get stuck, you've got, and you talk about support people within garage experts, but you've got a brand where you literally can ask any owner, right, to be able to do that. And you started out as a franchise owner, and I am sure you were never made a mistake and were perfect in everything.
Oh my gosh, are you in my brain? Because that was like the question.
What was think back to when you started, what was something maybe you're like, oh man, I screwed that
lessons
up, or
learned.
wish I would have done this differently?
I mean, you said it. I never made a mistake, so it never happened. But no, seriously, I think that the struggle that I had, and again, I might be a little hard-headed at times, right? But I thought I knew everything.
No, we haven't known you for that long.
I thought I had all the answers, and I tried to reinvent the wheel that was already invented and working. And so I tried to go right when they said go left, or I tried to go straight when they said to go right. And sometimes, admittedly, it was okay. Other times it slowed down growth. It slowed down my ability. So I think that it taught me, and I try to teach other franchisees now, just don't be the smartest person in the room for a while. Like it's okay if you are, just swallow the pride, swallow the ego a little bit. I know that's hard for some of us, but that's the best advice I give people. Like it's a franchise and it's successful for a reason. Yeah. There's systems, there's processes, and I lived it. I did all the things I tell people not to do now. But
it is. I literally tell our clients when they sign a franchise agreement, it's all the congratulations. I'm like, now what I need you to do is I need you to be dumb for a little bit and just listen and follow the plan. You went through all of this. You trust them. Just smile and nod and do what you're supposed to do, and your life will be so much better.
And some of the best ideas come from franchisees, but they're probably not going to come in the first 30 days of owning their franchise, right? And so just let through, even if following a system makes you go slower than you think you want to go, there's a reason for it in most cases.
You're not going to go backwards,
right?
If you're doing that,
right?
You went right where I was going. Like, what lessons can we teach the viewers? Like, how do you feel about people working with consultants? Like you said, you love what he does. Like, do you feel like people should use that service more frequently than they do?
I do, right? And I just love franchising. I love Garage Experts, I do, but I've been a franchisee. I just love franchising.
Full disclosure, we have all known each other for a pretty long period of time,
for a while,
right?
But I will tell you, I'm more concerned with the right people becoming franchises as a part of the Garage Experts family than I am about all the people becoming franchisees with Garage Experts. And so I think what you guys do is so important because you're great at giving the right people to the right brands and connecting people to what makes them feel valued or what makes them feel good about themselves or where they think they can make money. So it's not about just making $1. It's not about just licensing a franchise and awarding a franchise. It's about the right people because you want to maintain that culture that exists within your brand. And just because somebody has the money or might be successful, if they're not feeling it, well, let's show them something else that they feel better about. And so I love working with consultants.
Real fast, one thing we haven't talked about Garage Experts that you want somebody to know.
That's a tough
I know,
question.
it's all we get them every time with that, right?
I will tell you this, it's about more than the floors and the cabinets. It really is a family. And I think that starts from our founder and his family being in the business. And I hope in some small way what I try to do to maintain the culture and the people that I bring in. I think we have an amazing group of people. It's an incredible business opportunity, not job opportunity. It's an incredible business opportunity. And I think that when the right people come in, they feel it, they see it, and it's just very natural. And I think that we should have more people do that.
I love it. Mike Mushinski, President, Garage Experts. Mike, thanks for joining us tonight.
It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back on the Franchising 360 Show.
Thanks again for watching the Franchising 360 Show, brought to you by Francoach. Danielle and I hope these episodes continue to educate you on the franchise industry. In between our episodes, if you would like to learn more about franchising and the ways in which Francoach can help, there are a few places you should check out. First, be sure to listen to the award-winning Franchising 101 podcast. You can find this on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Next, check out the Francoach YouTube channel, Francoach for You. You can catch past episodes of the Franchising 360 Show, plus tons of other content. If you like to read, we encourage you to check out the book, Becoming a Franchise Owner. And finally, when you are ready to take that first personalized step and explore franchise industry further, please reach out to our amazing team at Francoach. There is never any fee for our service, so let us help you create your better tomorrow. Until next week, for Danielle Wright, I'm Tim Parmeter. Thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show.